Well, good morning. It's 10 a.m. We're ready to begin our webinar titled Easy Steps to Get Started with Email Marketing. Before I introduce our guest expert, let me remind you this webinar is a presentation of the Community Economic Development Fund in Meriden, Connecticut. I'm Frederick Welk, a business advisor for CEDF clients. The Community Economic Development Fund is a nonprofit organization which provides enterprises in Connecticut with term loans, lines of credit, and commercial mortgages when they can't get traditional bank financing. We welcome our webinar participants who include CEDF clients and business owners from across Connecticut. For practicality and to improve the program quality, we're muting the lines of everyone tuned in. If you develop questions, please use the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen or the chat feature, and we'll get to as many questions as the hour permits. The presentation is being recorded, and CEDF will make the program available on our website in the coming days. And we've moved that educational content to our new educational website. That's weteachsuccess.org/replays to get another round with Sammi Williams. Our presenter today, Sammi is a content strategist with over 20 years of writing experience. She founded Sam's Word LLC in 2015 with the goal of alleviating the writing burden on others. Writing has been a natural passion for Sammi, and she leverages those skills through the facilitation of business development, marketing, and communications workshops. And you may recall she has previously provided seminars for CEDF on social media and capability statements. Sammi, we appreciate you taking the time to help us understand how to use email marketing, which is an easy and accessible tool for any small business.
It really is. Thank you for having me back, Fred. I love coming in and sharing with your audience at CEDF. We're going to talk about that too, how easy and cost-effective email marketing is. So as Fred was saying, I am Samantha Williams. I am a content strategist, president and CEO of Sam's Word, which is primarily a writing and corporate content development firm. On the top right are some of the types of writing that I do for my clients, which are usually entrepreneurs and small to mid-sized businesses. And down below are the types of workshops and trainings like this that I provide. And you see that list keeps growing. Pivoting your business during COVID-19, that's a recent one. And I'm also the current entrepreneur in resident at the New Haven Free Public Library, and I'm hosting business consultations Tuesdays and Thursdays from 2 to 4. And also we do weekly presentations like this on different topics that are relevant to entrepreneurs and small business owners. So today we're going to talk about email marketing and what really is it. So I've noticed in the workshops and training that I do, usually in the room, there's a mixed bunch, right? There's usually some people who are just beginning and they're probably Googling email marketing right now and don't really know. And then sometimes there's other people who's been using email marketing and they are well versed in it, but maybe they're just looking for a few more tips and strategies and things they need to be mindful of. Also, information changes sometimes on a weekly, monthly basis. So what was new in email marketing in January, maybe it shifted in August, right? So it's always good to get a refresher and to learn some new things. So we're going to talk about email marketing and dive in. And if you have questions, please share your questions and I will address them. So when we start at the basics, what is email marketing? So as you can see here in this graphic that I found on Google, email marketing is going to be any type of marketing that you use using email in order to reach your different contacts, leads, and clients with a specific message. And you want to keep that in mind. So when you're sending your email, you want to make sure you have a purpose, right? So you don't want to just send an email. So we're going to talk about how you find that purpose and why use email marketing and not other forms of marketing. Well, not other forms, but in conjunction with, right? So as this graphic shows, your email is about 40 times more likely to be more effective in getting new clients than using social media marketing like Facebook and Twitter. So email marketing is effective because you're going right to your reader's inbox. Everybody, every day. We get tons of it. You can show up right in your potential client's email, which is different from Facebook or Twitter, where they have to scroll and then you hope that you will show up in their feed, right, on their page. But as we know, those social media algorithms are changing constantly. What's not changing is if you send an email to an email address, it'll go to that email address. Sometimes it might bounce back, it might go to spam, but it's gonna go there. And there's ways that if it does bounce or if it does go to spam, there's ways you can fix that to make sure it goes to the inbox. On Facebook and Twitter, besides them saying, I want to follow and I want to see this first in my feed, it's really hard to make sure that your content and your message is going to be delivered. So we use email marketing. And these are some of the ways in which email marketing is used, right? So we have the promotions, right? We know that we want to get in front of our clients. We want to promote our products, services, and maybe events that we're hosting. You may also want to provide awareness. Maybe you have a new product or service, or you're offering a discount. There's people who subscribe just for your discounts. You may also want to increase and convert your subscribers. So just because you have subscribers doesn't mean that equates to clients and paid clients, right? So you want to make sure that you're looking at your email marketing analytics to see if you are increasing your number of subscribers, and then how many of those are also converting. I sent in one of my emails was about vanity analytics, and we want to think about that too when it comes to your email marketing. So you may have 500 people on your email list that are receiving your email, but of those 500, how many are clients and how many are being converted to clients, right? So you can have all the emails addresses on your email list, but if they're not converting to your bank account, it's not really being effective. So that's why we're going to discuss here, what can you do to make sure you're looking at the right metrics and analytics and to have effective emails. So you may also want to use your email marketing to educate your audience and add value and share strategies. So even though you may be promoting some products and services, you want to give back and you want to indicate that you are a subject matter expert in this field, that you are an industry thought leader, and that your people on your email list, they subscribe and they continue to subscribe because they expect to learn something from you. And then when they need the product or service that you offer, they'll be more likely to contact you. That's how you convert them, because they trust the services because of what the information that you provide. And then you can also use your emails to keep readers engaged between purchases. So maybe you performed the service a month ago, but they don't need you for another 3 months. Or maybe they bought a product or a product from your store 2 months ago, but they probably won't be back. Maybe it's not something they buy every 6 months, right? So you can use your emails to stay engaged. And it also helps to drive website traffic. So one of your goals may be, I want more people to come to my webpage. So that means your email needs to tell them, click here to visit my website. Go visit the website and learn more about the products and services that we offer. Okay, or you may want to use it to grow your social media audience. So if you're subscribed to my emails, which I hope you are, at the bottom of the emails, you'll see my different links to my social media pages. So once you get to the bottom of the email, you can easily just click that link and subscribe to my social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and then that helps to grow the social media audience. So also think about that when you're receiving emails. Are there additional links included in that email that you can click on and remain engaged with that particular company so that you're following them on different platforms? So why you should use it. So as Fred was saying, email marketing is easy and it's affordable. Many email marketing companies, platforms have free. So for instance, I've used MailChimp for a very long time, and I started with the free version of MailChimp, which gave me a lot of flexibility. We're going to talk about that in a little bit too. But there's a lot of features that I can use, or you can use when you're using any of these platforms that offer free. So if you are more cost mindful, you want to keep your budget in mind, when you're looking at the different platforms that are available, that's one way for you to filter out which one offers a free version so that you can learn, you can figure it out. And then as your list grows or as your email content grows, then you can start to maybe pay for a paid version, which will give you a lot more features also. And so your email marketing is timely and relevant, right? If something's happening in my business today, I can get on MailChimp. I still use MailChimp. I can get on MailChimp and send an email today. I can be relevant to what's happening now. Here in Connecticut, a lot of people unfortunately lost power, right? I can throw that into my email. It makes it personable. It makes it real and relevant, right? And then it's cheaper and faster than sending snail mail. You still got to pay for postage if you're going to send out your traditional forms of snail mail, regular, postal mail. Email marketing, if you're using a free platform, is free. Even if you're paying for your platform, it still could be a lot cheaper than sending out bulk email. So for instance, I'm now paying for MailChimp. My MailChimp is about $50 a month. When I think about if I'm going to take that same email and send it to 2,000 people, I have about 2,500 people on my email list. So if I'm going to send a traditional form of email or mail to 2,500 people, it's going to cost more than $50. So it is cost effective. And it's known as one of the most effective marketing tactics that you can use, because like I said, it gets right in front of your reader and they can unsubscribe, they can delete, they can say, I don't want to read it now, but it gets right to the reader. And you can use it to attract new customers. So if you grab someone's email address, they can share that email with their network, right? I do it all the time. I'm constantly sharing emails. You can also use it to retain your existing clients. So they may say, oh, I don't know if I want to do business with Sammi again. And then boom, Sammi sends an email and they're like, wow, that was very informative. Of course I want to do business with Sammi again, right? So you want to attract and retain. And a lot of these platforms have templates embedded into them. So those can be used to increase your professionalism, because it's not like you're sending a Gmail email. You're not in Outlook, you're not in Gmail, AOL, Yahoo. You're using a professional template that has designs built in. You can modify and edit pictures. It has all kinds of tools that are embedded in these templates. So your email already becomes more professional and you have more tools at your disposal. So your email marketing can also help you boost sales, right? So if you're having a sale, you send out your email, and we see it all the time, right? Target, I just got an email from Children's Place. They send emails all the time. Why? Because you send that marketing email, you're gonna click a link, oh, I can save 70% this weekend. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go shop, right? Email marketing also helps you stay top of mind. So like we said, we want to stay in front of your clients. You want to, well, potential and current clients. You want people to remember you when they need your product or service. And they can't do that if you're not saying, hi, it's me, I'm showing up again. The last thing you want is for someone to need the product or service you offer, and then they can't remember the name of your company, they can't remember your name, they can't remember your email, they can't remember your website. But if you're staying in constant communication with them, you're showing up all the time. So your clients will remember you, right? I have clients who I've worked with several years ago, and I'll send an email, my email marketing campaign, and they'll reply and go, hey, Sammi, haven't talked to you in a while. But they remain engaged because they're on that email marketing list. So like I said, it places you in front of your current and potential clients, and it increases your brand awareness and credibility. So you want to make sure, even if you're using these templates through the different platforms, that it's branded. You have your logo, your headshot, your brand colors, your brand fonts, right? You want to make sure all of that is included, and then you become consistent and people know how to expect you to show up when you do show up. You want to make sure that your email is targeted, using targeted messaging and segmenting. So targeting messaging, you're going to attract certain customers. So as a writing business, I have different segments of my clientele base. So if I'm writing for entrepreneurs, that messaging is going to be geared towards entrepreneurs. If I'm writing for my students who I help edit for, that's going to be geared towards my students. But when that email goes out and it's not segmented, let's say it goes out to my entire list, someone who's not a student is going to say, oh, this one doesn't really apply to me. Maybe I'll send it to someone who does, or maybe I'll keep it, or, you know, tell Sammy, don't put me on this list, put me on another list. And then that comes down to segmenting. So within your platform that you're using, you can say, these are my emails that I have for entrepreneurs and small businesses. These are my emails for students. These are my emails for the federal government, right? So that way, when you're sending your emails, you can make sure that you're targeting exactly who you need to reach. And then that goes with you setting it up on the back end and using tags and different tools within the platforms that you're using to target and segment your audience. And email marketing also helps you build relationships, right? So you not only are you staying in top of mind, but people are saying, oh, Sammy's here, let me check in with her. I ended up doing this webinar today as a result of the relationship I have with Fred. So I sent out my email campaign, which were 6 tips for email marketing. And Fred replied and said, Sammy, that's a great topic. Why don't you come do a webinar? And here we are. So you build and maintain and establish those relationships by conveniently showing up in your inbox. So Fred didn't have to do anything special. I didn't have to do anything extra more than I was already doing besides sending my weekly email. And then while you're doing all this, you want to make sure you're easily measuring your marketing strategies, okay? Because the data does inform your approach. And you want to make sure that you're using your analytics to inform and drive your email marketing strategies and the campaigns that you're developing. So if there's any questions, you could put it in the chat or the Q&A. As I'm going, I don't mind stopping and taking questions, that's fine. So you want to remember that those emails that are being delivered for a reason. These people are intrigued, right? You sparked their interest. There's something they want to know about you. Your subscribers have opted in to your emails. And so like for me, I use a double opt-in feature. So what I do is if you email me to writers@samsword.com, you'll automatically be put on my email list. When you go to my email, when you get on my email list, you'll get a welcome email. That gives you the opportunity to opt out, which I hope you don't. But if you don't opt out, you've opted in, right? That means, okay, let's see what Sammy has to say every Wednesday when she sends her email. That means they're interested in what you have to share. They want more content from you. So maybe they heard you give a presentation, maybe they bought your product or service, maybe someone said you get really good discounts on a quarterly basis and they want to make sure they show up for it. That's why they're going to be there. So if they're hoping for the sale or the discount, they want more knowledge from you. They see you as a knowledgeable expert, right? They want you to teach them. They want to learn something. And in the same time that they're learning and being engaged, you need to work on converting them. So remember, we have to get away from the vanity analytics. Even though you have 500 people on your email list, if it's not showing up in your bank account, it doesn't matter. So you want to convert. Focus on converting and then focus on establishing your goals to make sure you're reaching the metrics and the milestones that you've set for your company. So the 6 email marketing tips. This was the email that I sent that got me here. Number 1, define your business goal. Because remember, I said if you're sending an email and you don't have a goal or a purpose, just stop. Just stop. Nobody wants that email. When your reader gets your email, they need to know the purpose of it. They need to know what you want them to do with it. And it starts with the subject line, right? You need a captivating subject line to pull them in, to make them click open, because we're looking at the open rates, right? You can use your email platforms to, depending on what's in your pay level, if you're free or not, you can do A/B tests and you can test your email subjects. So you can send the same email with different subjects and see which one gets more opens, which email results in more conversions, right? So define your business goal. Do you want to increase your number of subscribers? That could be your goal. Do you want to drive traffic to your website in order to convert subscribers? So remember, it's not just going to my website. You want them to do something when they get to the website. You're in business, so you want to make money. So you want to convert them to subscribers, into leads, into paid clients. Maybe the whole purpose is to inform your subscriber about company events, products, or services. So Sammy's a little busy. When you get my email, you're going to get the content that I want to share, but there's events that I need to promote. So those are going to be towards the bottom of the email. And then after that is my social media, where you can opt in. I have a link to email me. So if you want to email me straight from there, I have it set up so that if you click on the logo is always at the top of my email. If you click on my logo, it takes you to my website. So there's different ways you can use the tools and features in your email to make sure people remain connected to you on different platforms too. So if you want to use your email to grow your social media audience, you may say, I recently shared this on LinkedIn. I shared this article on LinkedIn, and that link will take them to your LinkedIn. Or I hope you're following my feed on Instagram, because this is what I'm promoting this month on Instagram. All right, and then that'll take them to your Instagram. So one of your goals may also be to share valuable business or industry tips and strategies, which should always be a goal, because you don't want to just show up in people's emails to sell. You want to give value. There's sometimes I send my emails and I don't have an event to promote. I don't have a new service that I'm offering. I'm just here to add value and to share this tip with my audience. So then step 2, you want to brainstorm topics, and you need a repository of topics. So it could be topics about your company. So your company could be your products, your services, your team, any events, any expansion that's happening, anything that's relevant to your company, right? Or maybe you want to focus on what's important to your subscribers. So what's happening in your subscribers' world? Then you want to think about your industry. Whatever industry you're in, there's so many topics and subtopics that you can choose from. Make a list of these. See where there's some synergy between the 3, right? These are going to be the good topics for you to talk about. Think about the external factors. You know, I mentioned here in Connecticut, there's a lot of people out of power right now. So maybe those external factors are impacting your clients. Yesterday, my whole social media feed were local businesses who do tree removals, because we have all these down trees. So people are sending social media posts, they're sending email marketing saying, hey, this is what we do. This is, you know, who our audience is. By the way, if you need trees removed, this is who you should contact. Or I do that also as part of my business. So think about all the different factors and things that are happening and how they impact your industry, your company, your subscribers, and start building your repository of topics that you're going to include in your emails. So while you're brainstorming, you want to maintain a list of those email topics. So that could be a Google Doc, a Word doc, it could be a spreadsheet, if you like to just write it down by hand. But you want to make sure you have a list of topics, because if it's 6 months later and you're like, I don't know what I should write about, you can refer back to your topic and say, oh, let me write about that. Or maybe you want to create your campaign ideas. A campaign is a topic that you're going to talk about over time. So maybe I'm going to do a campaign, a monthly campaign, and talk about email marketing, right? So week 1, I'm going to talk about your goals. Week 2, so you see how I kind of repurposed this whole presentation, the whole email that I sent that created this presentation. You pull it out, right? Now you're repurposing your content. Week 1 is that step 1. Week 2 email is step 2, right? Week 3 is going to be the step 3. So you can have a whole month of content that's all related to email writing and email content, and that creates your campaign. And then you develop your themes. Is it going to be on a monthly or quarterly theme? What are you going to talk about? August is National Black Business Month. So for the month of August, Sam's Word is going to be talking about Black businesses. For the month of August on social media, Sam's Word is going to be highlighting Black woman-owned businesses. So those are the themes that I have embedded into my my goals for the month as I'm building out my content calendar. So when you're thinking about your email topics, remember there's different types of emails too, right? So you have your welcome email, your transactional email, direct email, and an email newsletter. So the one I send every Wednesday, that's my email newsletter. Your welcome email is going to be sent to your new subscribers. So when people put their email into that list, into that box, whatever, however they opt in, they're going to automatically get a welcome email. So that's an automation that's email automation. They sign up, they automatically get an email. And it's a welcome message of what to expect, who you are. It should have your logo, maybe your headshot, what to expect in your email. Are you going to be sharing discounts, tips? They need to know why they're here and when to expect your email too. How often are you going to be emailing me? Let me know that, right? Transactional emails, we get those all the time. Those are your confirmations, order statuses, or any electronic receipts, right? So you register for a webinar and you register on Eventbrite, you're going to get that email confirmation. I'm waiting for some shorts to come in for my 7-year-old coworker. I'm getting order status and updates about the order, the tracking, what's going on with that. And then you have your direct email. Those are your announcements, special offers, and discounts. So if you add somebody to your team, hey, I want to make an announcement just to let you know this is our new teammate. Our company's having our annual event, right? These are special announcements. That's a direct email. And then you have your newsletter. So those are sent on a regular basis. You have a schedule set for those. And you're sharing your company updates and you're focused on your business goals, right? So all these other emails are going to take place when they need to take place. Your newsletter should be a standard part of your business that goes out according to the defined schedule that you set for your newsletter, your company newsletter, as it relates to your goals. So when you're writing your company newsletter, you need to go back to your goals. What is the purpose? Do I want to send people to my website? Do I want to send people to social media? Do I want to convert people and make sure that they're buying from me? These are all going to be included as you're thinking about crafting and developing your email. And then you want to get ready to write. I have my my email writer is Yarnique, who's my content architect, she calls herself. So Yarnique did my email that went out that Fred saw. And she actually had this graphic in the email in a paragraph format. And I said, no, let's make that an acronym. So I came up with the acronym. She made it look pretty. So now you're ready to write. Email, right? You want to do email. First, you want to establish your final email topic. So we have our repository, but now it's time to get tactical and say, for this specific email, what's going to be the topic? You want to make sure that it's engaging and relevant to your audience. You want to keep them, you don't want people to get bored and say, okay, I'm done. You want people to get to the end and say, oh, that was it? I thought there was going to be another tip. I thought it was going to be something else, right? Before you're writing, you want to analyze and research your topic. You can't just write. I've met people who say, I can write an email in 15 minutes because I just sit down and write. No, you need to analyze and research. Just like I said, what was true about email marketing in January may be different in August. That's because things change. When I put together this presentation, when I sent my email that Fred saw about a month and a half ago, we did research when writing that email. Now it's a month and a half later and I need this presentation to present to you guys. I'm doing research again to see what has changed. Especially now, we're in the middle of a pandemic. Things are changing all the time. So what has changed in that month and a half? always you want to do your analysis and your research. That's included in this process. So then you identify and outline your email content, right? You've done your research, you got your topics, you make sure it's relevant and engaging. And now let's do our outline of what we're going to include in this email. And then that's when you get to the point where it's ready, it's time to write. So step 3 is your call to action. That's the CTA. The call to action, you'll see it all the time in many different ways. It informs readers. It also encourages repeat business, right? Click here, sign up now, save $17, right? Those are all calls to action. It converts lurkers to leads. If you've been reading this, but if you want to know more, for $5, I can give you the whole kit, right? So it's whatever action or behavior you want your reader to take from reading your email. So at the end of my emails, it always says, it has a call to action. So the email about email marketing, at the end of it, it says something like, if you struggle or if you still need help with developing your email marketing goals or writing your email, contact SamsWord, right? Click here, and it's clickable too. So I say contact us at writers@samsword.com, and it's clickable. It makes it very simple for them to do, right? Oh, I do need help. Let me click that button, right? So it's the call to action that you want them to take when they read your message. Your call to action needs to be engaging and captivating and compelling, okay? Not just click here. Click here is a call to action, but it's not going to really get their interest, right? Yes, I want to chat with Sammi. Yes, I want to hear Sammi speak. Sign me up to save $5. Yes, I want to save $5. Now I see things that say, there's like 2 options, right, to get the box off your screen. So it'll say, yes, help me save $12 today. And then underneath that, it'll say, no, it's okay. Money doesn't mean anything to me. It's okay if I waste my money. You know, like a generic message like that, but it gets people's attention, right? Like, oh, maybe I should click that upper box if I want to save $12. I don't know. So you want to make sure it's engaging, it's captivating, it pulls people in, right? It helps them, you guide them to making that decision that you want them to make, right? Click here for my ebook, register for my event, sign up now. Click here to email me. It makes them want to do it. That's the call to action. You're calling them to do it. So step 4, it's not that you have a lot to choose from, but you need to select the platform. And sometimes you can test them out, right? There's one Flowdesk that's not even listed here, I don't think, that I'm going to start testing out because it looks really cool. So I currently use MailChimp. And I know one of my colleagues is using Aweber. ConvertKit is a popular one. Constant Contact, HubSpot, Drip, if you're doing an email drip campaign, something totally different. But there's a lot of competitors in this field. So it behooves you to do some research and see what is one platform offering that the other is not. What can you leverage? And what can you get for free? If you don't really have a budget, but you know you need to get in front of people, what can you use for free, right? Let's start there. Of all these, who's offering free platforms for me? And free at what level? So with MailChimp, it's free until you reach 2,000 subscribers. So once you reach 2,000, you'll say, okay, I need to go over. But there are other platforms where you can have more than 2,000 subscribers and still have a free platform. I'm gonna go over to, hi Candida, Candy's here. Candy uses MailChimp. I use MailChimp too. I actually started paying for the paid version because I'm over 2,500. And then also with the, I use Zapier for my integration so that when people email me, they get on my email list. That's zapier.com. So as I'm adding people to using that function, my email list is growing and growing. So now I'm at the paid version, which also makes me say, okay, if I'm going to, thanks Candy, she said congratulations. If I'm going to be paying, so now I'm paying like $50 a month, is there another platform for me? So like Flowdesk, I have coupon codes, so I can get it for like $30 this year, but it's usually about $45, $50 a month. So if I'm going to switch to like Flowdesk or ConvertKit or Constant Contact, what am I going to get? Now that I'm in the paid level, you know, how do they compare and what's going to offer me the most? So those are some really good things to think about as you're going through this process of figuring out which program you want to go with. When I was thinking about switching from MailChimp, I had my content architect, Yarnique, do some research between MailChimp and Constant Contact. And that's when I realized Constant Contact doesn't even offer a free version anymore. That happened this year. So like I said, what happened in January may not be true for what's happening now. So in January, you could have got a free Constant Contact account. Now there is no free Constant Contact account. So you want to keep that in mind. So Yarnique did the analysis, and we ended up saying for the price and for the features and everything MailChimp has to offer, I'm going to stick with MailChimp. So, you know, as a business owner, you go through the process, you make an informed decision. You may pick one of these other platforms that's going to work better for you and for your business goals. Loida asks, can you please spell the software and give the website you use for the integration function? Absolutely. So that is Zapier, Z-A-P-I-E-R, ZAPIER.com. I don't think they have an app, but I use it on the website, which you really should be on the website for, because Zapier is a great tool that can really integrate anything. When you think about any platform or program you're using, Zapier has some kind of integration. I'm using Zapier for Eventbrite, for Zoom, for Gmail. I'm probably using it for more things, but whatever you're using, Zapier has some type of integration. And what it does is it's a productivity tool. So instead of you doing whatever process you're doing manually, you can set up a Zap. So I have it set up so that whatever I post on my business Instagram page will be zapped to LinkedIn. So when I post, I use Planoly, Planoly, Planoly. Planoly I use as my my content scheduler, because I don't do it manually. Nobody has time for that. So when I schedule it in Planoly, it's going to go to 3 platforms: Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn at the same time. So I don't have to worry about that. Going back to the Q&A. Oh, you're welcome. So Zapier works because it's an integration tool. So it helps to save you time. My 7-year-old coworker's here. Yes, you can have a snack. So it saves you time in what you're doing. I just had one of my good friends, Letitia, set up a Zap for me using Google Sheets. Actually, I was using a spreadsheet, but it works better with Google Sheets. And these are people who have a running balance and they owe me money, you know, those people. So at the beginning of the month, I usually send an email saying, this is your updated balance and the payment's due immediately. And so I was manually doing that. I was manually calculating the new interest rate, the new amount they owe. I was keeping a manual spreadsheet. Letitia created this spreadsheet where every month it updates with the new amount they owe. And when I click one button, the email is sent to each of the people who owes money that's on that list. And it saves, when I say it saves me time, it saves me time. So we have a chat. Yes, Brittany, that is correct. Planoly is Planoly. All right, so you're going to select the platform. I use MailChimp. So these are some of the free features. You have your email campaigns, right? So one, you can send an email. You can send campaigns. You have automation, right? Someone subscribes, they get a welcome email, or you can have it set up some other way. Someone buys something from your online store, they get this automation. MailChimp also allows, I believe, only one automation with the free plan. So if there's different types of automations that you need, so now you're at a place where you need 3 to 4 automations, then you want to upgrade, and they have several plans you can upgrade to, or you're going to go look at a different platform. You could do landing pages. So I've used MailChimp to set up a landing page. with the landing page, I have so much capability. I was using, I'm currently using MailChimp for one of my networking groups. So I'm the president of the collaboration of minority women professionals. Email me if you want to learn more about that. So I'm the president of the collaboration of minority women professionals, and we're building a website. While we're building a website, we've been using a landing page, a MailChimp landing page, for about a year and a half now. And on that landing page, we have our logo, we have a picture of me and my 3 co-founders, we have our content, we have our member application that they click the link, they click on the picture of it, and it takes them to the full PDF. We have the email capture, so put in your email address to join our mailing list. And we also have PayPal buttons for them to join our membership. And all of that is on your landing page. So as we're waiting to build out our full website, we're able to take advantage of MailChimp's free platform, because that collaboration, our account is free for that, and use the landing page. And then we have real-time analytics. So I have a slide later when we talk about the analytics and the metrics. And so you can easily look at MailChimp on your campaign screen and see your analytics and see how your different campaigns are performing. And then you have the templates. MailChimp doesn't have a plethora of templates. It's not a lot in there, which is one reason I've been looking at Flowdesk. Flowdesk has some really pretty templates. Okay, so again, if you're deciding, and maybe that's one of your deciding factors is I need really pretty templates, then MailChimp probably won't work for you. But if you say, the template and format doesn't really matter as long as I get my message out and I can have all these other features that MailChimp offers, then maybe you want to do MailChimp. Any questions? Felicia, I sent you a message on Instagram. Thank you for joining. I will be starting up my creative services business, graphic design, social media marketing, web design. Holla at Felicia, y'all, this fall. And I'm interested in the full spectrum of your services. Yes, you can contact me. Yes. Message me back on Instagram. And contact her. We're gonna partner. We're gonna do this. So you need to capture your email addresses, right? You can have your email list, but if you don't have any emails on it, it's not going anywhere, right? So you need to build that email list. And there's a lot of different ways you can build that list. So we talked about the sign up pop-up box. Somebody goes to your website, boop, there's a box, give me your email address, right? They put in their email address, it goes on your list, they get a welcome email. It's all working. The landing pages, right? We talked about the landing page. You can have a link on your Instagram profile. Instagram only allows you to have that one link. So a lot of people use Linktree. I found out how to do it on Squarespace. So mine's look a little different now. So usually you use Linktree, where you can list multiple links in that one area in your profile, your bio on Instagram. So in your Linktree, you can have a link that says, join my email list, sign up for my emails, right? So that's another way. On Facebook, through your Facebook business page, they have an integrated sign up feature. So on your business page, there's a box on the left side of the screen that says, click here to sign up for our emails or whatever content you want to put in there, so people can get on your email list. You can create contests, right? So you can say, the first 6 people, the first 10 people to give me your email address, you're gonna win something, right? So that's the way you get people in. People say, ooh, I can win something. Let me take my email address so I can win it. I have people on social media that say, I'm giving away $100 to the first 10 people, right? Something as simple as cash. You can promote a free giveaway. So give me your email address and you get this ebook, or you get this checklist or this worksheet. Just give me your email address, right? So there's a win-win. You get the email address, they get that free product that you said, or service, whatever it may be. You can do email funnels. Like now I'm looking into ClickFunnels and their competitors and things. So you can use those type of systems to grab people's email addresses. When you're hosting a webinar or a workshop, you can do an opt-in. So before COVID, when I was in person, I would have a sign-in sheet And the sign-in sheet would have a box, right? Add me to email list or add to email list, however you want to put that. And then that way, you have another way of getting those email addresses. I spoke to a client yesterday and he told me he's collecting emails. It's disjointed. There's emails coming in about 6 different ways and there's no repository. So your platform that you get is going to be a way for all of your emails to at least be in one location. You can segment if you want, but at least you have one location and they're not in somebody's Gmail or Outlook. They're in a centralized location that you're going to use to store your email addresses. And then you want to create your email marketing schedule. So my email goes out weekly. Maybe you want to do every 2 weeks, do a bi-weekly email. Or maybe you want to do a monthly email. I would say at least it should be a monthly email. Remember, you want to stay top of mind. You want to stay present and people remember you and your services. So when you're thinking about building your schedule, that's the schedule of when your email is going to go out. But when you're thinking about the logistics of getting that email out, if you're a one-stop shop, you have to build that time into your schedule, right? You need time to research, do your analysis. You need time to write your email, to proofread your email, to test your email, right? When I'm sending my emails, I can send a preview email, right? So I'm writing my email. I think everything's good. I email it to myself as a preview, a test email. I check my buttons, make sure things are working right. Fred actually emailed me one time. One of the emails I sent out for the library presentation I was doing was saying that the event ended. The library changed the link and didn't tell me. So then I said, thanks, Fred. So then I ended up resending the email with the correct link, right? So you want to test your emails to make sure that everything is working as you planned, right? Your social media buttons at the bottom, you want to test all of them. Even if it's your replicate, in MailChimp, you can replicate your email. And so when you first start, you need to design it and get it all set up. Now, say you want to send an email a week later, you can use that same format. You go in, you press replicate. Now you just got to change the content, but the format is done already. So even if you're replicating an email, you want to make sure your links are still working. So you click on each and every one of them. You make sure they open and they open to the right place. If there's anything else embedded, you need to make sure everything's working. So you need to build time into your schedule for that. For my process, our emails go out usually on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. So Yarnique needs to have the email should be about in its first draft state on Friday, because I'm trying to work on boundaries so we don't work over the weekend. So Friday, the first draft should be just about done. Monday, we're going to make sure the email is in its final state, and that email is going to be first posted to my blog section on my website through Squarespace on Mondays. That gives me and Yarnique some time to catch anything. If there's something else we need to add to it and change it before it goes out through MailChimp on Wednesday. So we're adding buffer space too. So it's not like, oh, the email goes out Wednesday morning, let me start writing the email. No. When Wednesday comes, that email is gone. I'm usually in meetings or something at 10 a.m. on Wednesdays, and that's when my phone starts blowing up because I get all the automatic replies to my email that I send. So you have to make sure that it's built into your schedule and you're being mindful of the time needed to build that email, everything that goes into it, the research, the creation, the formatting, everything needs to be done, and you need to allocate time to do it. So whether you're doing it on a weekly basis, a bi-weekly basis, a monthly basis, you want to make sure it's rolled into your schedule, which could also impact you. So you may say, wow, it's going to take a lot more work than I thought to get the email out. I'm going to do it every other week instead of every week. Maybe when I get a better system in place, I'll move to sending a weekly email. Right now, it's too much work. It's going to take me too much time. I'm going to send an email every other week. and that's all up to you. And you may do that, and then you may get your clients who say, hey, I wish you email me more often, right? That's always a good sign. So then that may motivate you to do the weekly email. So here's a bonus tip, right? So you're supposed to do 6. Here's a bonus tip. Your metrics. You have to know your rates, right? And these are not the vanity analytics. These are not the likes, follows, and shares. These are the real metrics that you're going to use, because they're going to help you set your reasonable and sustainable business goals. Okay. So like Covey says, we begin with the end in mind. Our end is our business goal. What is the purpose, right? What is the entire purpose of sending this email? So you want to check your open rates, right? Those are the number of people you get. They get your email, they see the subject line, and they open it, right? The average open rate for any email campaign is about 22%, 22 to 23%. So if your open rate is about 22, 20%, don't feel bad. That's okay. That's like normal. If your open rate is 40%, 45%, you're like double the average. So you're doing really well. And then you start thinking about what are you doing in your emails that are allowing you to have such a high open rate. Your click-through rates. So those are the people who get your email and they scroll through, they stay on your email a little bit, and they click some of those links on your email that you have. Your conversion rate. So I send my email and say it has a pop-up screen that says, give me your email address. So the number of people who do what you're asking them to do is part of your conversion rate. Click here to buy my ebook for $7. Give me your email address. That's going to help with your conversion rate. Your bounce rate are the people you send it to, and it bounces for some reason. It doesn't get delivered to their inbox. So maybe they have opted out already. So they're still on your list, but they opted out. So they're not going to be included in the open rate or the click-through rate. It's going to bounce. Or maybe the email address is wrong. So you sent it to them, you sent it to a wrong email address, it bounces back. And then your delivery rate. Those are just the number of emails that go out, how often you're emailing, and those, the metrics, just your delivery, okay? And so we've reached the end. So are there any other questions you guys have? We have one in chat. Let's see. What system do you use to measure the metrics? So whatever platform you're using, they're going to have its own system in it. So when I go to MailChimp and I go to my campaigns, it'll show me the metrics, and it shows, I can go into further detail, and I go to the analytics page on MailChimp, and it'll show me how my emails are performing. Fred, this message is more for you. So Candy says, great information. Thanks, Candy. Will we receive the replay for this? And I'll let Fred take that.
Well, we'll certainly be putting that up on our website. In fact, that's our new educational programming website, which is weteachsuccess.org. You can still kind of get to it through cedf.com, but check out weteachsuccess.org because it's jam-packed with all sorts of our previous programming and lots of things that could be useful to small businesses. So we invite you to go to that website and explore and register. And you'll see some of Sammi's previous programs there, and you'll want to perhaps replay some of those as well.
Yes, there are a lot of good, I let Fred take that because they just revealed, that was an email Fred sent. They just revealed the new location where you can watch the replays. I also have a section on my website for replays, and all of the presentations I've done with CEDF are also on my website. When you go to CEDF's website, there's so many other topics also that you can explore from the other presenters. You're welcome. Galaxy, I don't know who you are, but Galaxy says thanks for all the information. So you are welcome, and if you have any questions, this is my contact information in my bio. That was one of the messages I received to show the bio again. So this is my contact information. This is some of the things I do. And that list grows just like the list of workshops grow. I have people who say, I had someone ask for sell sheets. And I don't have that here, but they were like, Sammi, can you write sell sheets? And I was like, absolutely, I can. So that list is going to keep growing as my clients need me, and I'm available. So any other questions before we go? Nothing yet. So I thank everyone for joining. I thank Fred for having me. Oh, we have something. Somebody was typing as I was talking. Oh, you're welcome, Brittany. Yes. So that wasn't a question. Everybody else, thank you for joining. And Fred, I'll hand it back over to you.
Well, Sammi, we thank you for taking the time today to school our small business owners and how they can use email marketing successfully. As a reminder, this webinar has been a presentation of the Community Economic Development Fund in Meriden, Connecticut for the 6th year. Well, actually, pardon me, that's the 7th year in a row. We've been Connecticut's top SBA microlender, and we make business term loans at very nominal interest rates, as small as a few $1,000s, and larger business loans too, from a pool of loan capital provided by many of the state's leading banks. There are geographic and/or income qualification requirements for the borrowers. You can find out more about all of this at cedf.com. We've recorded this presentation, and we're going to make that available in the coming days here. Remember, we've moved that content to our new educational website. Again, that's weteachsuccess.org/replays. I'm Frederick Welk, and we thank you very much for joining us this morning.